Ian from Powston, and I wanted to run through the checklist. NMI present. If this fails, it means your site is not connected to a utility meter, or the utility meter identifier is not entered into the site. So you can go in and edit the site and enter the number that you have. The meter data is present, but there's no data in the last 10 days. Unfortunately, all we know is that the meter data hasn't been provided by the retailer, either local volts or Amber. We don't necessarily know the reason why. Due to privacy, all we get is the meter data and your NMI. So we don't actually have any additional information around why it's not working. It could be that the utility meter is an accumulation meter or an old meter where the intervals are not being reported every 5 minutes. If that's the case, you have to contact the retailer for a new meter or a meter upgrade. If you're not getting actual meter data, that could indicate that yes, there is an NMI, there is a meter attached, but it hasn't been correctly set up to send interval data. If the best tariffs are not selected, we are highly opinionated around which tariffs we like. They're usually the tariffs that make the network the least amount of money and saves you the most amount of money. That means getting on those tariffs can be hard because you're asking the network to take less money. So we ask you to be persistent, keep asking for it. We also have an email that will go out to you that identifies the best of attack for getting on the best tariff. If it says that the site has no monitor, it means that you do not have one of the Powston controllers set up properly. If it says that it doesn't have a site monitor, it means that you do not have one of the Powston controllers set up. It could mean that it's plugged in and hasn't gone green. You can scan the QR code on it and get it online by making sure that the installer checklist is all green. If it says that it is online, but it doesn't have an inverter connected, it could mean that you need to contact us, or that a link hasn't been successfully made between the controller and the inverter. That could be a whole bunch of issues, ranging from the inverter not being configured properly, the network not being configured properly, and there is a debugging checklist that we can provide if needed. If it says the local data isn't being reported, that usually means that the inverter is not responding to requests. This sometimes means that the inverter could be on a Wi-Fi repeater, so on a different network, in which case moving the controller to the same network will solve that. Magic mode, if that is not enabled, you can go into the site rules and you can click enable to start that. So if you see any of these items that are red during the onboarding, doesn't necessarily mean something is broken. It could just mean the data hasn't arrived yet, and reach out and we can help you through those. If something says that it's read longer than you expect, click the report a problem button and we can reply with troubleshooting steps.